This is a review of Space Ace, the worst Super Nintendo game ever made. Originally, this was actually going to be called Space Ass, but that was already the name of a porno and there were some copyright problems. So let's check out the game's story. Yeah, don't let the flashy title fool you. The game is horrible and the story is not any better. Yes, Space Ace, good. Okay. Borf, alien seeks to, that was too fast. Okay, Infant Ray, excuse me, Mr. Title Man, I can't read this, they're going by too fast and they're spinning, so, can you just slow, okay, yeah, what was that about? I did not at all get that story. Why did they decide to do that? Okay, hot princess is, I guess she's checking out which man she's gonna marry. Yeah, looking left and... What? What does that mean? Why did she wink at the camera? What? Is she, like, thinking about a threesome between the three of them? Or what did that wink mean? I don't understand. Alright, let's stay ominous with the story. Right, very mysterious. Good. This is the beginning of Space Ace. You're gonna see this level a lot. In fact, you probably aren't gonna see anything except this level. Because this game, aside from being horrible, is impossibly hard. It's all about timing. But your character is so goddamn slow and so giant on the screen, you literally have to memorize every single move beforehand in order to progress from any area. Look at this. There is no way I could dodge that. I would not be able to move out of the way fast enough if I had no idea where that guy is going to shoot that laser. Your character is so slow and so big, the only way to pass this beginning little task in the game is to literally memorize the pattern that he shoots his laser, or just pure luck. Okay? That's the only way you can do this. Either you're just lucky enough to be standing in the place where he's not shooting the laser, or you memorize where he's shooting the laser. There's no other way. You cannot dodge the laser once he shoots it. Okay? You just cannot. You're too goddamn slow and your pixel is too big. And look at this. Check out the background in the death scene. Are you seeing this? This is a kid's game. That looks like a cock. That tower looks like a cock. You know, maybe this game is called Space Ass. Maybe this is actually the porno that we're watching here, not the game. That would kind of explain why instead of enjoying the game experience, we're getting fucked. Oh, is that it? Finally, I lucked my way out of the beginning area. Whoa. I guess I can follow the platforms. Of course. You get shot in the Achilles heel, and then the animation shows the laser hitting you square in the stomach. That makes sense. Yeah, and you can fall off the platforms too, isn't that great? That's what you need. A hard game, make it more hard. Okay, there's a robot that's gonna shoot a laser, and I know where it's coming from. Okay, I dodged it, good. Of course, another one comes right out of nowhere, and one that you didn't know about. Now here's another little inconsistency you might notice. In the actual game, the laser that kills you is red, but then in the little cartoon death animation, it's like whitish or silver. You know, forget about it not shooting you in the place it shot you in the gameplay. It's just a different colored laser. They're not even trying. And jumping on platforms in this game, well, I don't even need to tell you. I mean, you could see how clunky it is. Look at this. It just looks horrible. Imagine how bad it feels when you're actually trying to do it. Energize? What does that mean? What button do I press? What? Are you serious? Really? Did that just happen? Adding injury to the insult that is this game, the camera actually pushes you off the platforms. Really? After the game tells you to vaguely energize, you turn into the same exact character, just slightly bigger. Yeah, great. cute alligator moment. Okay, new rule of thumb for this game. Dodge everything, although I don't know how helpful that'll be because everything looks like a giant cardboard cutout, so I don't know where I can stand. See, what the fuck happened there? What did I touch to kill myself? I mean, seriously. Like, you don't know where you can stand to not get hit. You just don't know. It's so... The enemies are big, and they're like 2D, and you just... What the fuck? Alright, look, I'm What? That thing looked like it was a few feet away. All these deaths you're seeing right now, this is just like 1/10 of how many times I actually died in this beginning stage of the game. If I showed you every single time I died, this video would be 4 hours long. And ultimately, you don't have to do anything there. You just have to stand there and wait for the weird enemies to leave the screen. There was no point in that. I went right, watched some robots do a little dance, and now I'm going back left. This game is so bad! Now, normally, a contraption that moves up and down and kills you is pretty standard in a platformer. But in this platformer, it's just pretty much the end of the game. And you have to remember, every time you die, you go back to the start of the level! Right there! It's gonna take you another fucking hour to get to where you just died! Fuck this game! So an hour later, and you're back to where you died, but you're gonna die again. So this game has to be played on a goddamn emulator, so you can save right before every single enemy you run into. Because you will literally die every time you run into that thing that's moving up and down. The enemy is too big. Your pixel is too big, and your pixel moves too slowly. You see, that thing, it just hit me like on the back of my leg, and it still wouldn't let me through. This is it. This is the end of the game for me. I swear, even on a goddamn emulator where you can save right before you run into this fucking up and down moving thing, it will still take you 100 times. Actually, at the end of this, I did pass it. But it took, I'm not kidding, no less than 40 tries. 40 tries, and you never get better at it. You just have to be lucky. You just have to time yourself just right. Just fucking right. And that 1/100th of a millisecond where you can finally get into the middle and then finally move out of the other end of that shit. And on a regular, if you're playing this on the Super Nintendo, you will not pass it. That will be the end of the game. If you can't save right before 90% of these enemies, you might as well not even play it on the Super Nintendo, because every time you die, you move right back to the beginning of the level, okay? You cannot pass the first... I defy anyone to pass the first level of this game on an actual Super Nintendo where you can't save before every enemy. You are just going to lose and die over and over. There's no fucking way around that fact. And even on the goddamn emulator, the game is still so tedious, it's not fun. I mean, really, where's the fun in having to pause and save the game every 5 seconds? This is like the equivalent of having to stop your car every minute while you're driving down the highway. You're never gonna get anywhere with this game. I actually recommend playing this game just to see how... On the Super Nintendo, by the way. Or, you know, on an emulator, but just don't save it. Just to see how tedious and how fucking bad this game is. You will enjoy yourself just by, like, playing this game, seeing how bad it is, and then playing any other game that has ever been made and just enjoying it. Because if you do anything after playing this game, you will enjoy it more. This game will make you appreciate other games more. This game will make you appreciate any activity you do after playing it more, okay? Thank you all for watching. Goodbye, my friends. I don't know. A guy with a blue cock, or Biff from Back to the Future. Well, I do like the color blue, and I really enjoyed the movie. I'll have them both.